Alive? Johnny 5 is alive. Man, I haven't watched Short Circuit in ages. So these goddamn AI movies that I need to rewatch. I fucking love AI. Not the movie. I hate the movie AI. It's a garbage movie. I just mean AI isn't a concept. The movies that have AI in. Fucking, I need to watch iRobot again, even though I really actually don't like it in comparison to the book. But well, short story. But, yeah. Goddamn robots, man. No one ever believes that it's for robots. Oh, it's a good job. It probably is it showing as like a grey box on the stream? Yeah, but that means that it will probably show as a grey box on the stream. No, hasn't done that. You sure? Oh, okay. I understand. That's good. Wow, your face is really close today. Could it be now? Join the bush. Who could it be now? Copyright strike. I feel like someone should absolutely go ahead and make like a bunch of parody songs that are just the same song but just with the words copyright strike put in there, just a bunch. Yeah, we should do that. It's a lot of work. I have a job to go to. I can't do this shit. I'll tell you what, YouTube. If you can make it so I don't have to go to work to make a living, then yeah, the other person who is viewing, it might be me. That would be funny. Yeah, whoever's listening, if anybody, just make it so. Yeah, anyone listening now or in the future, make it so I don't have to go to work to make a living anymore, and I will absolutely make a whole bunch of of popular songs, basically remixed. Well, covers. Yes, covers of popular songs that I will make free for any use. Free license, non-commercial license. No, that's not what I want. I can't remember what the license is that allows you to, for you to use it in your stuff, so long as you allow that stuff to be used. I can't remember what the form of license it is. It's kind of like the shareware kind of license for Linux. Yeah, exactly. It'll be some real communist music that you could use in whatever you want, and that you just have to make it so that your stuff can be used for other people. And it'll just be a bunch of really popular songs that I just have. Don't copyright strike me, or something like that, and it'll be great. YouTube will love it. I mean, the bots won't, but it'll be freaking hilarious. Right. Making copper keys. Turn the box of copper into actual copper. Two. Well, they did say that they were doing that, didn't they? I mean, Labour did. Says the other guy. Labour has said a lot of things, but they've got a lot of things to fix, as I said before. So I kind of understand that it's going to take them a little bit. I'm not one of those people who expected that Obama would suddenly just show up and fix everything. So, you know, he did get it, but he didn't do that immediately, and then it was an operation that had been going on since Bush. So it's funny that a lot of people are still like, it was totally him. Not really. In that same vein, it was totally Bill Clinton who caused 9/11. So, you know, whatever. Right. I'd have another polarizer. 9/11. That'll get us to blow up on Twitch. Just keep saying 9/11 over and over again. What did I freaking want this for? Why did I make this? What am I doing? Oh, I remember now. I want to double this up. Double it up. Double it up. Double it up. Where the fuck did it go? What the fuck? What did I do with that? There it is. Hello, chicken. I have a bunch of redstone if you want. Not like a not a hell of a lot, but I have some. Oh, I don't have diamonds. Not yet, anyway. I'll get there. They are indeed. Not really. Usually, man's best friends are just another man, but no section going away. But you know, anyway, could be 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Fuck. Where did you put your sticks? Fair enough. Why not? I guess you're still low on iron then. I see. Fair enough. Okay. I'm a bucket guy. Bucket. Delicious macaroni and cheese, but fuck yeah. That's what I'm all about. That's what I'm all about. Fuck. Not about that. We're no longer friends. Sensitive. Alright. She's just sensitive. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Alright. Is that it? Yeah. Oh. Okay. What happens? Amnesia? Torchwood amnesia pills? retcon. Yeah, it was fucking stupid. Don't even go there. We do a whole podcast where we talk about how stupid that shit is. Stupid. It's debatable, I guess. Yeah, but that, you know, you know, yeah, oh my god, don't even. Don't get me started, not on stream, please. This shit was actually good. Midnight. Yeah. Yeah. Those are some of the best episodes to that. And it's funny that like Blink was written by Stephen Moffat. Midnight was written by Russell T Davies. Yep. Yep. It's just really funny that the best episodes are one time things from the lead writers. You'd kind of hope that was not the case. That the lead writers would kind of write more what's the word? More often they would write good stories. That would be the most common thing to happen, but it's not the case. Yeah. Yeah. I'm gonna have to fucking talk about it tomorrow. So get there. Okay, let's do it. Well, we're gonna start that soon anyway. Especially if the new season garbage, we're just not gonna do it. TV shows. Fuck. Is there even that many good ones? Well, I mean, obviously there's Old Who, because that's effectively a different show. Firefly, Stargate, Star Trek. Yeah. Oh, you want to get that deep? Okay, sweet. Yeah, you want to get real balls deep. Okay, so we're doing a proper top 10. Well, then, yeah, absolutely. So, Old Who, and then Firefly, and then Stargate, Star Trek, Voyager, and then Stargate Universe, and then Star Trek Next Generation, and then Stargate the original. Fuck, I've lost count of where I'm at now. 4, and then fuck. Let me write this down. Let me actually type this out so I can fucking remember where I'm at. So, number 1, we've got Old Who. 2, we've got Firefly. 3, we've got Voyager. 4, we've got SG Universe. 5, we've got ST Next Gen. Original Stargate. And then original Star Trek, and then Stargate Atlantis. No, scratch that. That's in there somewhere. That's definitely in the top 10. We'll make that top 10. So we need to do 8, 9, 8 and 9. Fuck. What were some other good sci-fi shows? It's been a long time since I've just straight up watched stuff. If we're counting anime, which we shouldn't. You would? Okay. If you're gonna count anime, then fucking probably closer to the top is well, yeah, Cowboy Bebop. Well, that's Firefly. That's just Firefly / Cowboy Bebop. They're type 2. They are. Don't even go there. Okay. Yeah. They are. They are. They're absolutely different shows, but they fill the same hole in your heart. If you get what my meaning. If you finish all of Firefly and you just watch Cowboy Bebop, and then you finish Cowboy Bebop and you want to watch more, you watch Firefly or the movies. Yeah, all this stuff. Exactly. Fuck. Fuck. What's the fucking show called? The Silence. Yeah, the original Battlestar Galactica, not the remake. Yeah, I like it too, but I don't know. I just like the original better. Especially didn't like the last season of the new stuff. It just got really, really weird. Yeah, pretty much. And then still counting anime. We'll just give anime its own slot, I guess, then, which means Cowboy Bebop, Neon Genesis, and Fully Cooley. Ghost in the Shell, I feel works better as a movie. The anime movies worked better. I didn't like though. Yeah. 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 I mean, it's on the. It is on the list. If it was just an anime list, then obviously it would be on there. But just for like in the sci-fi genre and just TV shows, then it fits in there with me. Because it's definitely one of the movies are definitely in the top 10 of sci-fi movies. Especially considering that like cyberpunk stuff just comes right up at the top. So it's just my jam. There's some pots being. Oh, there's my door. Ugh. All right, now yours. Come on. Let me write yours down. Firefly. Yep. Okay. Yeah. There's some serious nostalgia. Okay. I never got into Farscape and what was the other one? Fucking there's another one around the same time. Babylon 5? Never got into those ones. Okay. Oh fuck, I totally forgot Red Dwarf. God damn it. Fuck, that's 11. God damn it. There's too many good okay, I completely forgot there are actually too many good sci-fi shows. Alright, you're on number 4. The original. No, it doesn't. But that's more like science fantasy. Science fiction is meant to kind of. I guess we can't really say that considering we've got fucking Stargate on there, but. Yeah. Yeah. Voyager was just as for rockets, I think. Yeah. Yeah, Voyager was good. Voyager's so good. So good. Yeah. Fuck you. What the shit? Yeah. No. The only reason I've watched it all. You're onto 7 next. The only reason I've watched all of Atlantis was because I was watching it as it was airing. So I was a young lad, and I fucking love Stargate. And then when Universe came out, I'd actually grown up like properly, and I'm like, Stargate's kind of lame, kind of like it's like a real kiddies first sort of sci-fi, really. Stargate, like especially like the later seasons of Stargate, and then Atlantis was, but then Universe came out, and it was like, this is like a real adult sci-fi shit going on, like something real. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, the last season of SG1 though, when the Ori show up, because the Ori were fucking ridiculous. That was good. And then the Asgard were like, we're gonna kill ourselves now, and it's like, oh shit, we're fucked. Yeah. Yeah, these guys are broken. It was actually really good that they actually stood that up. It was good. Yeah, because he was in Taskgate as well. Yeah. Yeah. Exactly. It was a good movie too. Yeah. Yeah, I didn't like him either. I feel like what they should have done is just had O'Neill be the general now, because he did become a general. So it was really odd that they had just some other random dude come in. But I guess it's because what's his face was doing other things, and that's basically it. So everyone else is just like, this show has been going on for years. We're done. Like, we are done now. Thanks. We'll come back for specials and movies. That's about it. Continuum was great. Continuum was actually great. And the Ori movie, what was it called? The Ark of the Covenant, I think, because it had the Ark of the Covenant in it, and it had what's her face, Firefly in it, and everyone was just like, yes, we need more of this. She needs to be in everything and anything. She's an alien in V. That's cool, but V was bad anyway. So we did Universe at 6. What did we do 7? What was below Universe? I think we did just start talking about other things, yeah. So you're at 7. Yeah. Yeah. I didn't get so much into Deep Space Nine. I feel like I really should have because of the whole like actual canon stuff that was happening within it. But I just really couldn't get into it. They just I don't know, the characters just never resonated with me. Other than the captain, he was like the only one who was like whoever really resonated to me. Mm. Yeah. Yeah. But you know, he fucking he's also the reason that Earth didn't go because he was able to control. So yeah, it was good. It was good. The whole Borg thing. Oh man, the Borg. I just love the Borg as well. That's also another reason why I love Voyager over all the other ones, is because there's so much more Borg stuff and good Borg stuff. That's because they were using the Borg from the original series, and then they did like bring a bunch of other random shit in there because they needed to make them like more of a different kind of threat. But I like the kind of canon that they added, and basically, what if you really like think about it, what they effectively did is in a roundabout way, they showed a like an evolution of the Borg, where after Jean-Luc became Locutus, the Borg started like actually having a singular like thought process. They started instead of being the hive sort of deal that they were before. They had a queen and all that sort of bullshit, which I really liked. That they were like, we're just actually gonna like evolve the shit out of this. But then Seven of Nine came along and they were like, I'm not really sure what we're doing here for. But by the end of it, they'd figured it all out, so it was great. Oh yeah, fucking New Zero. Yeah, well, that's the thing, is that the idea was that because it was mainly because of Seven of Nine, basically. If there wasn't a Seven of Nine character, um, they did. Well, they did. They did in the 90s. Yeah, they did. Especially if they wanted to get young boys watching. Um, it's fucking ridiculous. Anyway, yeah, because Seven and Nine is a character, that's basically why the Borg became like that. Because they needed to give her that like those relationships. I feel like it wasn't actually that necessary, but basically the last season is a Seven of Nine and Janeway series, and it actually really works because the Seven of Nine Janeway dynamic is so fantastic, and it's so fantastic because at the same time the actresses didn't actually really get along because fucking what's her face who plays Janeway really didn't like the fact that her character was added because she was like, this. I was on here for being a real female character, and you've just gone ahead and brought a sex appeal character. What is this? I hate this. But then she just gets on with it, and she and Seven of Nine just bring it so well. They bring it some of the best acting in American television in forever, and no one else can stand. Like every other person on the cast is way worse of an actor than both of those two, and it shows so much. Oh my god. Oh yeah, because Janeway is in there. Yeah. 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 It's pretty great. Permafrost? What? Oh, wait. Quark's permafrost. Interesting. I don't know about Quark's permafrost. I know about Botania's permafrost. No, that's a different thing. That's Bifrost. Yeah. Hell yeah, Carl Urban. You just did DS9. You are on 8. Yeah. Sorry, I keep interrupting. Just give it. Oh. Okay. Yes. Yes, actually, that's number 12. Because I actually do I did actually really enjoy it. When it really came down to it. Like, as much as I was like, I'm still not fully sold on what they exactly did to the Klingons, I still kind of feel like it works. Yeah. Yeah, in the original, and then in the new Next Generation. Yeah, exactly. Well, in the original series, they looked like the communists, and then and then later, yeah, they were Americans with the big. Yeah. Yeah, maybe. Oh yeah, he was in one of the movies. Yeah. Yeah. Makes sense. Okay. Expense. Yeah. Yeah. You reckon? I think it works in the sense what because a lot of the sci-fi that I've get into is less TV and more books, and I found that in a lot of sci-fi novels instead they're just willy-nilly with the willies and the boobies, and it's like it doesn't a lot of the time it doesn't really add much to the story, but this is actually kind of it makes it more grounded when you can actually see genitalia effectively. Like, it's just something about it that makes you go, because you don't see that on normal television. You don't see that on family daytime television. It hasn't happened in sci-fi on television in ever. So it's just a thing. I feel like Netflix, because they have that ability to just do whatever they feel like, that they'll be able to make sci-fi that compelling without needing to resort to that. It does kind of seem like they did kind of just have to resort to that with Altered Carbon, but at the same time, I think they just used the book to its correct potential with that, because the book totally has like a bunch of nudity in it. So, but yeah, and those would absolutely be on my list. But yeah, I was trying to go with more like all-time favorites, whereas yeah, The Expanse, yeah, they were definitely Yeah, I have yet to go ahead and actually watch the second season of The Expanse because it took so long for it to come up on Netflix. Yeah, I will get there eventually. Yeah. There's this thing though that I found with Netflix recently that is like, because I just binge watched when I first like actually started paying for Netflix, I just binge watched a bunch of shit and just like watched entire seasons in a day, and now I've just noticed that I'm like, nice. I just like really burnt out because of it, like to the point where I actually can't I can't do that anymore. Like I just find that I'll really hate a show if I do it now. So I have to like go back to like watching an episode a day. Like I've been trying to do Luke Cage and the new Daredevil. New Daredevil was out shortly soon. I mean not New Daredevil. Luke Cage and fucking Danny Rand, fucking Iron Fist boy. The new season's actually not so bad. It really did, but yeah. 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 It was pretty awful. I would absolutely agree to that I binge watched it because this was the point when I was still doing that, and then at the end of it, I was like, this was garbage. Why did I do that to myself? Like, so yeah, I completely nice. Oh, maybe not nice. Yeah, I went. Yeah, I've watched the second season of Iron Fist, and honestly, I kind of actually prefer it over second season of Luke Cage. So mm. Yeah, they blew their load on the first season, and then now there doesn't seem like there's much consequence for him. And everyone's just like, oh, he's a bulletproof man. He's Luke Cage now. So okay, you know, like especially considering the having a character whose power is literally being invulnerability, kind of makes them. It really does limit you. And that's why with the first season, it was all about, it was about the image. Yeah, it was all about the image, the image of him being the if he went and did his bad thing against, and that's the actual climax of the thing is if he actually fights properly Coppermouth, then Coppermouth's going to win, not just because he's got the suit on, but also because then he shows he shows the image that he's this guy, and then he loses. So it really played that double thing. But yeah, this season I haven't even got past the second episode because I'm just like, there's no real stakes here. He's just got he's out of prison. All the police are actually really happy with. Yeah, I feel like what really should have happened immediately is just he lost his powers in some way, or something really bad started happening. But I guess they can't really do that because defenders and stuff. I don't know. I feel like maybe they should have saved Luke Cage for something else and just had him just do something in the background and just not done a second season of him until way later. Because Luke Cage is actually he's actually a big Marvel player, and I don't know why he's been suspended to being in the Netflix range in that way. Because he's literally invulnerable. He could have taken on Thanos. Thanos would have been like, I'm gonna snap and kill you, obviously, but before that, it's gonna take me a lot to take you down. And there's another thing about it is I really wish that the Defenders were in the MCU full on movie stuff. I love like the TV spots and stuff that they've done with the actors, and they're just like, how many people are in this movie? It's crazy how many actors you've got. And I'm just like, still not all of them. It's still not fucking all of them. It should have been them all. Yeah. Well, the thing is that like the thing about like, so they take them away from, so they're in Wakanda instead of being in the thing. So it makes sense that they're not like physically there, but it's just like, specifically Luke Cage with the invulnerability sort of thing that he's got going on, is they should have, anyone would have been like, get Luke Cage. Like, he is invulnerable. we've got a superhuman who is still totally capable of dying to bullets, who is not nearly as strong as Luke Cage fighting with us. Why do we not have Luke Cage? Like, we have a normal human person who's just got a metal arm fighting with us. Why do we not have Luke Cage fighting? Like, for real. That doesn't actually make any sense. So yeah, Luke Cage would have been way better for that. But anyway, you're on 9. That was number 10. Red Dwarf, absolutely. Yeah. For science, it's more about, you know, the thing about top 10s and top 5s is they frequently change, because it is all about mood and what you're really feeling at the time. Obviously, like your top ones will stay, but yeah. And the funniest thing about it is that like my top one, Old Who, is not like an old feeling of mine. Like, I actually grew up with the bad stuff, you know, the new stuff. That was like my first introduction to Who was that. And then basically because of Huskashin, we've been going back and watching it all. It's really like, it really opens your eyes to the evolution of sci-fi over time, because Doctor Who is one of the, if not the oldest sci-fi that exists, because it's, you know, especially TV show wise, it's legitimately the longest running one. Obviously it doesn't have the most episodes. I think that's still Stargate, or is that Star Trek? I think Stargate is the one. Yeah, I think Stargate has the most succinct ones because it's by itself, just Stargate. Whereas Star Trek overall, if you count them all up, it is more. There's something like that. But yeah, Doctor Who has got like, yeah, it's got over 50 years of content there. Obviously, they took a break, but even during that, there was a whole bunch of audio stuff that was happening. So, you know, and then there was an anniversary, and it wasn't a fucking anniversary. We want to get into that. Yeah. So, movies now? No, you carry on with your thought pattern. What were you going to say? Mm. Oh no. That's good. That's a good idea. Yeah. Well, things are old who they did. They absolutely did. Tegan left of her own accord. Who do you think killed? Who died by a bridge? I can't remember. No, he fell off a fucking He fell off a fucking satellite because the master pushed it, basically. I mean, yeah, all the main actors have never really left happily. You know, one because he was literally almost dying and was basically like not well the whole time. And then two, no, Troughton left of his own accord. The episode is kind of more of a, yeah, he did kind of leave in a bad way. Because he, you know, the Time Lords are just like, you're getting punished for doing a good thing. He's like, ah, well, shit. And then 3, he has a problem with a big spider. I'm pretty sure. That's his own fault. Yeah, 4 gets pushed off. 5 goes without oxygen. And not oxygen. He does go away without oxygen for a while. He has to go deep underground to save Perry. Good old Perry. 6 literally gets written out instead of actually having a proper death scene because of Mary Woodhouse. Thanks, Mary Woodhouse. That's 8. Yeah. So 7 accidentally. I guess accidentally. He steps out of the TARDIS, gets shot in the chest in the middle of from a Yakuza in the middle of a game. And then that would have been fine, except when he gets to the hospital, they give him what's it called? Not defib, the other one. The medication, the thing that killed Bruce Lee. Not Bruce Lee, the other one. No, fuck, man, there's too many things going. Brendan Lee died from bullets. No, not aspirin. It is aspirin, right? Yeah, they gave him some sort of. They gave him antibiotic. Basically the doctors killed him because they didn't know how to treat someone with 2 hearts, or just they didn't know how to treat a Time Lord. So that messed him right up. And then he like died for a while and then got put in the old crematorium, not crematorium, morgue, and then had to regenerate inside of the freezer. So he had a good time. And then 8 dies killing all the Daleks in his own race. That's canon. Fuck you. 50th didn't happen. Yeah. And then 9, well, he really sort of sealed his own deal with bringing Rose along. It's kind of his own damn fault. And 10, you know, Tennant actually did leave of his own accord. But then, you know, Russell had to write it as though he was like some real like pansy bitch who didn't want to leave. It's like, no, he did. Shut up. Matt Smith also left of his own accord, which he kind of actually regrets these days, especially considering the Terminator thing that he did. And Peter. All right, here we go. Terminator. All right. Yeah. Yeah. What do you mean the twist? What was the twist? I don't even remember anymore. Oh, the Jim comes out Terminator. I mean, that wasn't really a twist. It was kind of really the expected. Like, as soon as they basically sold you that Terminators like basically become nanobots now, I was like, yeah, John Connor's gonna become a Terminator. And basically, I'm just like, how is this like actually a bad thing at this point? Why is Skynet such a bad thing if it's just going to turn every single human being into a a regenerating machine now? You've just literally given the entire human race immortality. What's your problem? Like, just let them have it. Let the human race have it. Damn it. Yeah. Yeah, you really won't. Oh, with that garbage. And now they're just gonna go ahead and recon the whole goddamn thing. And I don't get it, man. I feel like the thing for me is that for Salvation, would have been kind of alright if 3 wasn't awful. If 3 had not been utter garbage, then people would have actually have gone to scene 4, and 4 would have sold well. And then, because 4 wasn't actually a bad movie, really. It was only because it was really because of the sort of stuff that surrounded Christian Bale, really, that kind of turned that over. Because otherwise, it was actually kind of poignant. Like, finally, it was what they eventually ended up going with in the new one, where humans actually becoming Terminators. Because that's yeah. Mm. Mm. Yeah. Mm. Yeah. That's basically it. I think the point though for Skynet though, which is actually something that I kind of actually got from a fanfic, is that the loop there is not the fact that Skynet has to go back to stop John Connor. It's that it has to go back to create itself. Yeah, no, but I mean like that's like the reason why it has to invent time travel is otherwise that it doesn't exist, and it's basically a logical loop in itself, and that's why it's never outsmarted John Connor, is because it's in this constant logical loop of I have to go back in time to create myself, but because I do that, humans have time travel, which means John Connor's always going to exist, which means we have to kill John Connor. So it's stuck in that logical loop, and that's the only way that humans keep beating it. And it really came out in a fanfic for me because there was this fanfic where Sarah Connor basically figured this out immediately as soon as Kyle Reese showed up, and was just like, what if we just use this time loop to bootstrap ourselves into having the technology to beat Skynet? And it's just like, that's actually a fucking good idea. We'll keep teaching ourselves. We'll come back in time and then teach the next generation of ourselves, what we need to do. And it's actually fantastic. Yeah. No, that's the thing, is that 3 doesn't make any sense to it, and that's basically, that is basically it for me as well. Because 3 exists, it doesn't quite make sense. Because in 3, Skynet was just a thing, it didn't even really show up at all. Like, the chick Terminator, she was trying to do the same thing that T2 did, but in a bad way. Like, she should have had more. She should have actually been a voiced character. She should have had voiced things, because the only reason that T2 works is literally because of the actor who played the T1000. He is the only one who can be the silent antagonist sort of thing. She didn't work for that. She should have had some cool lines to say And that's the thing for me as well, is Helena Bonham Carter as Skynet was actually fantastic. She really works as being Skynet. It was so good. Just like, I'm just like, that's Tim Burton's wife. She's Skynet. I'm happy with that. She does live in a different house. I don't think she's actually married to him anymore. I can't remember off the top of my head. I don't know, why is there a hole in the floor? Oh, whose fault is that? I know, right? You actually have to do work. It's awful. Yeah. Pretty much. Now you actually have to do some stuff to get that stuff working for you. So make a farmer. I need 4 blocks of iron. I have 6. Check that out there. Press the button. There we go. That's sorted out. Got some quartz. Yeah. Sci-fi is an interesting beast when it comes to like genre stuff. I know, right? It's pretty freeing. Well, I haven't properly written something in ages. Like, it's been weeks since I've posted on. That's not me. That's not me at all. Don't even ask me to do that. Don't even go there. I can't do editing for shit. I can't even edit my own stuff. I have actually finished a novel. I've completely finished it. I just need to sit down and actually edit it properly. And it has been 2 years. I can't, these days when I'm trying to try and work on it, it makes me sick looking at it. Like physically ill reading my own work. And it's so weird because I can still write perfectly fine. I can still go ahead and do it. But as soon as I read that specific thing, now that I have to edit it, I'm just like, oh. So don't try to get me to edit things. Don't do it. I'll read it and I'll give you criticisms, but I won't. Yeah, I can do that. I just won't be able to. I won't give you any sort of editing tips. I won't tell you where to put things. I'll just be like, these are some good bits. These are some bad bits. Maybe work on these characters, sort of stuff. That's about it. That's all I got, man. That's all I got. Hmm. Yep, I like those. Those are good. Unless you've got like 100 different characters, that sounds bad. Unless they all like match up correctly. Like if that's actually a thing, that's actually a thing that you do. Like you actually have like all of them come together in the like last chapter. That would actually be an intense work, and I would congratulate you on doing it. All right. All right. Yep. Fair enough. You know, it's totally did. Yeah. Yeah. Well, I mean, yeah, that works for me. I mean, I don't know how I'd feel about it in its actual form. It depends, because I don't generally like flash forward stuff. But it could work, especially if it like turns out that he actually isn't dead, and like everyone thought that he was. That would be a pretty good twist. What's pretty cliche twist, but it's always a goodie. I thought you were dead. Or even just like, I thought you were dead. I actually was. I'm come back from the dead. Yeah, but it can happen in science fiction with like nanobots and shit. It's like, yeah, my body was dead. I got regenerated. Turns out there's no afterlife. Kind of bullshit. and then there's like that whole like thing about like maybe you didn't go to the afterlife because this isn't actually you. Like your soul didn't come back into your body, and you'd be all like, oh shit. So what can be heroes? Yeah. Yeah. Of course. Yeah. To the bad stuff. Yeah. Gonna bring him back out of retirement. Just die hard. Like a bunch of different ones. Yeah. 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 I did. I'm fucking. That's who I am. It's just what I do. Yeah, absolutely. I do. I kind of also feel like that's why action franchises don't work anymore because they have to resort to like breaking the fourth wall in that sort of way these days. Um, yeah, yeah, I can see that. It's just a bunch of killing. Yeah, just straight killing. Just killing fools. That's all you need. Like, yeah, like hundreds dead. Yeah, that's pretty good stuff. Good stuff. Fuck. Yeah, yeah. I completely understand. I do. Yeah. The thing is that like that whole like good guy hero thing, like really died out like in the '60s, basically. Like basically people got over it real quick. Like the only hero that I can think of off the top of my head who really still like works in that sort of way is Spider-Man, and that is simply because he's still a child. That like that is still his thing, is that he is still trying to be pure. Like even Captain America, who is that like who really is that sort of um Superman-esque, at least the movie Superman-esque character where he's all pure and in a virgin sort of way that makes him like super heroic. Even that like he had a real like gritty arc, you know. He had some real gritty stuff happen. You know, lost his friend. His friend got crazy, killed his other friends, parents, all that sort of stuff. You know, he's had some bad shit happen to him, and he had to really reassert his values, especially when it came to America, um, which really gave him a lot more. But yeah, mm. Yeah, yeah, there was a really good. I can't remember what it was either. there was a really good comic arc. Yeah. But yeah, MCU is pretty good, honestly. As much as they've, yeah, absolutely. But yeah, there are some not so winners in the MCU. But yeah, absolutely Shield. That's not even really part of the MCU. Let's be honest. That's part of the goddamn AMCU. All right, that's what that is. And it's awful. Don't watch it. It's really it depresses me that they also got Ghost Rider for that. Exactly. I mean, I would be happier thinking that the only Ghost Rider movie would ever get was the Nick Cage one, than them having it in Agents of Shield. That's actually a thing for me. Think about that. That I'd prefer that it only be Nick Cage. Mm. Yeah, I do. Yeah. No, it's really silly. Yeah, because I haven't even watched it. I haven't watched any of Agents of Shield. I think I watched the first episode. No. What respect? You are you are only better in one respect. You are better at dying. In that kind of respect, huh? Okay, it opens up the what now? Yeah. The thing is that TV show Marvel is really where I think that they should end up with. Is basically just like Disney just gets Netflix to just now make a bunch of different comic book shows, basically, just in that same formula, but just with all of their proprietary stuff now. So move into making mutant shows as well, because they now have got them back from Fox. Well, they have Fox, I guess. So just make a bunch of mutant shows, tie them into the Defenders, especially considering Jessica Jones is meant to absolutely tie into the mutants, considering she is one. All that sort of stuff.
J Laking Poop. Hi.
Hello. Yeah. Basically, like my like real like pleasurable idea that I've talked with Flotimus Prime about is that what should happen is at the end of MCU should end very shortly, but like in the cinematic sort of way should end. Yes.
J Laking Poop. Are you playing on PC?
Yeah. 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 I'm not sure. There's like there's like Marvel, so Captain Marvel stuff. Yeah, there's another Black Panther movie. Yeah. African actors, yeah. African character in general. issue is. Fair enough. Yeah, the good one. Yeah, I mean, Hilljoy was good. He's not nearly as good as John Stewart. Yeah. Yeah, it has been a war-torn country because a lot of outside of because there's diamonds there. Oh yeah, it does. Oh yeah. Maybe. Well, I mean that is what Black Panther's character is, though. I said he's like it's more about it's an Atlantean archetype sort of deal. Is that he's effectively their not yeah I guess he is he is the who is effectively Marvel's Aquaman, but not in the same power. What? That's interesting. Oh, heck, nice. Interesting. That's pretty cool. Dude. Get above. Yeah. I mean, I feel like the real kicker here is that the Black Panther movie should have happened it should have happened. Yeah, it should have happened with. Well, it should have happened with Wesley Snipes. Wesley Snipes should have been allowed to do his Black Panther, basically, and then he wouldn't have been such a jackass to work with for Blade 3, and then Blade's canon stuff would have been way cooler. And then the Blade movie could have been the actual lead into to the MCU sort of stuff. But there's a lot of like Marvel movies that really like could have really spawned that stuff. Especially like the original Punisher movie. Damn, that would have been hilarious to lead into like sort of universe. That's awesome. I told you. It does have all the mods. Man, the original Punisher movie, though. That was a good time. I can't remember his name. I think it was. It looks very similar, at least. Yeah, I feel like it was the same guy. He at very least looks very similar to But I feel like there's a bunch of actors that all look very similar. Because he like I don't think it's the same guy, but he looks the same in the detective in The Expanse. Yeah, I don't think he's the same guy, but he looks so much like the same. It's so weird. Trish just probably. I haven't seen it yet. Is that a ghost? I think it's a ghost. It's a shadow creature. Oh, you just got killed by it. I understand now. Just missed some shit. Yeah. Probably something. Yeah. I know, right? Yeah. I just love how basically this that's actually the very beginning of Ryan Reynolds pushing the Marvel wall to get into being Deadpool, because he like basically turned Hannibal into Deadpool. And it's so good. He was really like Ryan Reynolds is really born to play Deadpool, and it's so funny. Yeah, it is fucking ridiculous. But that's because Fox is just a piece of shit, basically. That's really the gist of it. But you know, they've done it now, and it's actually like fantastic. So I don't really have any other complaints. Really, like now that it's come out and now that it's a thing, I'm really happy. And like the funniest thing about it as well is that like two wasn't a letdown as well, which I was kind of expecting it to be. I was kind of expecting like that they would mess it up somehow, and they didn't. And I'm like, this is great. What's up? Oh yeah, computer stuff. Do you want a bag? Yeah, I did kill all the cows. Sorry, I'll make you a bag. Find you some cows. Make you a bag. Did you ever play the Punisher game on PlayStation? PlayStation 2? Well, it was great. It was great. It was basically like kind of a tie-in to the movie, but at the same time, it was also like playing on the rest of the Marvel canon, because like the other like some other agents, Black Widow and Nick Fury and stuff. It was such an odd mix, but that's like just how like movies come. But then like the final boss is John Travolta's character, very clearly not played by John Travolta in the game, and it's such a like a mind flip, because he's got Iron Man's suit, in the game, and it's like, wait, did the movie happen in the Marvel universe, in the comic universe? I don't understand. It was such a mindfuck, but it was amazing. And just basically just went around shooting people as bad guys and like torturing them for information. It was really good. It came out like with like the Call of Call of Duty, like the Grand Theft Autos and stuff. I'm surprised it wasn't like reprimanded for the kind of violence that it like did. Exactly. But like you like straight up like hold people over a saw and then like threatening their lives to like get information out of them, and then even once they gave you that information, you still kill them, and you just like slam them into a buzzsaw, and it's just like ah. I'm like, how did this get past Australia's? Like, I don't understand. I feel like, oh man. Yeah. Postal was one of those games. You found your way back to the surface, yeah? Well, shit. You've got a map. You can. Your map shows underground as well. Oh yeah, this fair. Fair enough. Oh yeah, the caves are the cave showing feature is a bit interesting because it's just showing like separate layers, so you're not sure how far you need to go. Yeah. Full of chaos. Chaos. I guess I should probably make a bed. Yeah, it does. So does osmium. There's a whole lot of things that look like diamonds in this, and it's pretty bullshit. Drugs. Fuck. Just got exploded. Drugs. Which are good, which are bad. Drugs. Ask your mama, ask your dad. Yeah, no. Yeah, for drugs. You always get the best drugs from your parents. You got it. Drugs. Why is that on my brain? I don't know. I need some green in my diet. Spiders don't die. You might want to make a shield. Not sure what I'm getting this toughness from. It's awesome that I have him. Need more cows. Cows. Bloody room. Drugs. Oh, I do want those. Yeah, I do want drugs. I do want them. No way that's to me. I haven't even watched John Tron. Those chickens. Those are just chickens. Goddamn chickens. Chickens aren't cows. Oh, what? Farm? I just really hate you. Yeah. Just don't like you. Canola. Make some canola oil. Not for cooking. I just get hurt by it. Goddamn bees. Not the bees. Yeah. They're in my eyes. Hey, I'm a bad. I've gone full circle. I have gone full circle. How did I do this? Yeah. Actually, that's pretty great. Drugs. Fuck, why is it in my... Lots of canola. Just 1, 2, 3, 7. Ah, it's an eclipse. Great. Let's shout to the heart. No. Total eclipse of the heart. That's the one you were going for. Yeah. Shout to the heart. You're too. Well, just let me know if you get any leather from. So I can... Oh, sorry. I'm coming. I'm gonna bring my leather. I'm gonna put it together. We're gonna use the power of heart. Yeah. We're gonna summon Captain Leather, and he's gonna make leather pants for all us. Hot leather pants. He's gonna then bring Freddie Mercury back to life. Man, I hate eclipses, man. It freaks me out so much. Because like the sky is like nice and bright, but everything else is dark as shit, and like shit will still spawn, like the evil bad shit, like as if it was nighttime, but there's no way you can sleep through it because it's daytime. Some real bullshit. But that's what you get for a good magic. Yes. No. Brightening up. Just put my shit away.
The hell? I'm gonna be so confused later. Well, I think my microphone was on mute this entire time.
Maybe.
You fucker.
It's possible.
Yeah, but then we could still hear each other, so therefore it would be through Discord anyway, so I'm not 100% sure.
Interesting.
Float a bit to me later, it's fine.
Yeah. Just a one-sided conversation. Just me.
Yeah.
Just me.
Yeah.
Pretty funny. Well, at least you didn't sound like you were holding your nose. Give me one of your. Like, I should nope. Oh, take that.
What was it?
It was zombie hut.
Yeah.
Actually, do I want a zombie hut? Kinda do.
Oh, fucking sticky keys.
Goddamn sticky keys. Where's your shit? Right here. Okay. Make it big. Make it big. Big, big. Make it big. Make it big, big.
We can make a cake. We can bake a cake. You have to follow the instructions, it'll end up
Easy way to
crazy.
make it big. No, you can't be lazy. No, I remember the rest of the song. That's about it, really.
Bring it down, bitch.
Man.
Let me see you pick it up.
Yeah, yeah, that's the rest of the song, absolutely. What? Okay. What? Oh, it's wool. Shit.
I might have wool.
You got 4 bits of wool.
Go with a soft no on that one.
Okay, I'll be back. I'll find some more.
I got marble, does that count?
No, not free.
Too much shit. I have to fucking start sorting this crap out.
I need 2 bits of wool. I need 2 more. Find these sheeps. I saw some sheeps before. Find them and cut their shit off.
They're dags.
Yeah, cut the dags off.
Bro, your dags.
I'll make your bag out of dags.
One sheep, 2 sheep. Where's the other
2
one?
sheep?
No, I just found 1 and killed it. Now I'm killing the other one, and I killed that one too. And I found a hole.
Sweet. You got 2 wool?
Yep.
Sweet, I'll come back then. Fuck. Fell in a hole. Fell in a hole. Fuck. Okay. Jump, 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 woot, woot. Let's just go. Hello.
Well,
Thank you. That's not what I want. Here you go. Basic backpack.
nice. What do I do with this?
Yeah. You can right click on it to open it up, and you can put stuff in there. You can make it bigger with about 7 iron and another chest.
I got 5. Oh, I'm gonna just. Oh, I'm holding it in my other hand. That's interesting.
Yeah. You can do that. It doesn't make you feel, but you can hold things in your other hand. Down.
Okay, do I have everything I need now? I need to sort my fucking shit out. Now I'm gonna go for my ores, granite, dirt, wood, copper, aluminium, copper, aluminium, copper, iron, osmium. Need that. No, I need that.
Do I need more? Yes, I need a lot more shit. No. Just need
Oh, sweet ears.
one minting barrel for the cannot press. I do need 4 of those. Can press in barrel. Oil generator. I don't need any, so I just 2 stone. Stonier crystals. Some more. And anything. I do this. Right. And gold.
Oh my god, there is way more shit. Hang on a second. Crafting. Whoa, 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 whoa. Calm the fuck down. What the hell?
What are you looking at the moment?
Why do I hear a heartbeat?
You hear a heartbeat. What?
You wait. Just like comes up as like do 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 when I'm looking at my fucking inventory.
Interesting.
It's a mass fabricator. So they got rid of macerators and it's now this fucking...
No, macerators are still there.
No, it's called an industrial grinder.
No, macerator. Industrial craft 2. M-A-C-E-R.
M-A-C... I'm so tired. E-R? There we go. I found it. I found it. Okay, so... What the fuck? I thought I did burn... Oh, I don't even have enough iron. I need... What have I got?
Interesting. It kind of sounded like the Thorncraft one, but you shouldn't have gained any water. Yeah, that heartbeat stuff sounded like a Thorncraft mechanic. If you do too many bad magics, then you start hearing shit. But you shouldn't have not. You definitely should not have started doing enough bad magic. What the fuck? Canola. This one. Make it. This one. Some canola. Where's the rest of my canola? I do. Did I put it in this chest? I did. You dumb son of a bitch. And come on, Chris. And dig barrel. That's
Diggy diggy hole hole, diggy diggy hole.
those. Hunting barrel. Coal and oil generator. 2 of those. One, two. One, two. Ooh, yeah. fluid. So, copper. Copper. And bitch.
Cool.
So, the oil generator here. Now, and engine barrel. Here. Oil press here.
You're like doing stuff, and I'm like not even just finished my house.
Yeah. Just chuck a bunch of that shit. Gonna need some energy. Energical. Just on this coal generator over here. Now, real quick. Start plunging that shit. Plunge that shit. Plunge that shit. Got that shit out. And yeah, there we go. That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about.
Are you talking about the goddamn robots, John?
Talking about the robots, John. Damn robots.
I ran out of goddamn space. Again.
Interesting. Those are not the kind of barrels that I'm used to. Quantum barrel? Item barrel from Project Red. Those. Fuel barrel? Gunpowder barrel. That's interesting. Good barrel. Barrel. Brewing barrel.
Ah, fuck. I don't have my hoe on me.
Fucking dude. Oh, that's not fun. I'm gonna need some of that shit.
I have to redesign my farm. No, I don't need to oh, do I?
Dude. Shot glasses. Yep. Blood magic, bitch. Stop. Shot. We can start with the magic. As soon as I have a good way of collecting minerals. Collect more minerals.
Construct additional minerals.
Some chisel. Chisel and bits. That's always fun. That's gonna be a mess of a thing to show you. Oh, yes, I can make a... That's what I'm about.
the concept of doing anything hurts. Hurts my everything.
What have you done to yourself?
Worked 48 hours.
Jesus.
Yeah, 4 12s, 48. And I was trying to do the maths on how much I would have walked this week because of the extra not getting a lift time and carpooling. Walking to Courtney Place. And then, what? What's that?
You said not getting a lift time car.
Yeah, because I normally carpool.
Oh, I see. I understand now. Sorry, there was lack of emphasis on the words that I was expecting.
Fair enough. Well, it's been an hour and 46 minutes. It's now 10:30, and
we have fulfilled our quota.
Yeah. As always,
thank you, everyone who joined us.
Yeah.
Thank you, future watchers, if there are any.
Friday's a pretty fucking dead day, to be brutally honest.
Yeah, there's a lot of other. Could be.
Yeah, you could be at WoW.
People are just out doing stuff.
Or each other.
Doing each other instead.
Mm.
Honestly.